So then as we relax the body with good alignment, rather than what you might think would happen, the body collapse, it doesn't collapse. What happens is you get rid of this density and tension that acts as impediment or blockage to flow, right? So the whole Taoist Chinese medicine view, the beautiful poetic view, is looking at the body as a network of reservoirs, the main reservoir being here. And then from there, there's rivers and streams and waterfalls and tributaries that go out and then return, right? So that view is actually quite informative. Not only is it beautiful poetically, artistically, but it's a great way to think about how to upkeep function in the body. So we're upright with good posture. We relax where possible, which unblocks the flow channels. Then this idea called chunwon, which means that which is heavy and dense goes where it naturally would go, which is down through the chair, through the legs, through the feet. That sensation of letting that heaviness drop is what we want to rely on for stability and grounding down. So we let go and let that grounding occur. And then what's left over is lightness, nimbleness, agility, function, known as Qingling. There's a certain layer of that you can get done right now just by choosing with your mind. You just say, okay, relax. But many layers of that need to be cleaned out, just like plaque in the teeth, tartar in the teeth has to be cleaned out. So that's where our movements will come in a moment. But let's just get again, this sequence from bring your attention to the body, align the body, release that density and tension so the body opens and becomes spacious. Grounding goes down naturally. What's left is loose and nimble. And then in through the nostrils, long, smooth, and full. Out through the nose or the mouth. And then in through the nose. Call that the two-part breath, where you're focusing on full and thorough inhales and exhales. And that leads to the four-part breath. Inhale all the way full, breath in. Once you get full, hold that breath. So you're like a full balloon holding. When you're ready, exhale all the way to empty, where you then hold that empty state for 2 seconds, 3 seconds, maybe more or less. And then when you're ready, inhale. Holding. When you're ready, exhale. And holding. Let's take that about 5 more times. Training the muscle, the 26 different muscles, in fact, of breathing. One more. Now, slide the hands back, elbows back, shoulder blades back, chest and chin up. Inhale. And slide the hands past the knees, hollow the chest back, drop the head, exhale. And again, slide hands, elbows, shoulder blades back, inhale. And hands forward, hollow chest, drop the head, exhale. Take it a few more times. So these movements of our mechanisms through their full range, round after round, is like going to the dentist and getting your plaque and tartar and and other debris cleaned out of the spaces between the teeth, right? But the body has even far more spaces that need cleaning. So that's why this is one movement, and then there's another and another and another that we have to explore to upkeep. And not only does it clean out, but it also trains function. Let's go back to neutral position and then turn. So the space we're creating, the space we're cultivating in between all the moving parts, not only cleans out what needs not be there, but also is training how to use the mechanism. So you're relaxed and just gently rotating and turning, trying to get all the parts to move in sequence with each other, connected to each other, but not stuck to each other. So this other emphasis in Taoist practice of soft, relaxed, but also thorough. So you go as far as you can without it becoming forceful. Maybe a teeny bit at the edges of movements, you put a little extra on it to squeeze out a last little bit of tension or clean something out, but you want to really emphasize soft. Let's come back to neutral. Hang your arms loose, change the weight to the right buttock, softly lean. Left wrist floats up, right arm dangle, left foot float up. Again, this middle reservoir also acts as our middle pivot. Changing weight buttock to buttock. Trying to get a loose quality, a relaxed quality through the spinal column. Doesn't mean we lose control of it, right? We're not sloppy with it, but we're trying to not be grabbing, gripping, holding, impeding. And back to neutral. Now, from here, we got shoulder blades, forward, up, back, down. Neutral. Forward and up, back, down, neutral. Continue. And reverse, back, up, forward, down, neutral. Back, up, forward, down, neutral. Continue that. Sorry, phone call came through. I lost the screen. Okay. Back, up, forward, down. And neutral. Then bend the elbows. Flare the elbows out, up, down, in. Down, out, up, go straight back behind, down, forward. Some of you might get run into your blockages here, here, here. Maybe you can get to the point where hands are going down the back, elbows going up, and then you go forward, down, back, down, forward, up. Forward, down, back. One more, full round. Down, forward, up. Forward, down, back. And out to the side. Left hand high, right hand low, cross, wrap. And then elbows out to the side. Switch. Wrap. Out to the side. Switch. Wrap. Side. Wrap. And side, down, and release, nice and loose. Scoot a little bit back. Load. So the load is thigh up and knee bend and foot flexed. Push, reload, down. Now I like to add, as we get better at this one, is float your foot out in front first. Float it out. Then pull, push, pull, and down. Float the other foot, and then pull with a flexed foot, push, draw it in again, and then set that foot down. Float the foot out with a relaxed foot, almost pointed, and then when you pull up, draw that toe back, push through the heel, reload, down, float the foot, draw it up, push, draw, down, float, draw, push, draw, down. One more each. Float, draw, push, draw, down. Float, pull, and down. Foot and ankle, straighten, point, and flex. Remember to just be very thorough with that movement. And then tip the foot in and out. And circle. Reverse circle. And switch. Point, flex. Tilt the foot a little in, a little out, a little in, a little out. And circle. And reverse circle. And scoot to the front edge of your chair. Legs together. Lift the ball of your right foot. We go turn out. And we're just going to repeat a couple of times. So external and then back to neutral. External, neutral. So we really find this pivot point in the hip. Now turn the foot out, leave the ball of the foot where it is, and go heel out, knee falls in, and then heel in, knee goes out. Again, heel out, knee in, heel in, knee out. So again, really finding this hip space where that pivot happens. And then heel out, knee in, keep the heel where it is, go toe and knee out, toe and knee in, out, in. Again, feel that qua, that hip space. And then toe and knee out, ball of foot stays where it is. Again, heel out, knee falls in, thigh has to internally rotate. And then heel in, knee out, thigh externally rotate. Internal, external with that heel moving. Heel out, knee in, heel in, knee out. One more time, heel out. Now keep the heel where it is and lift the toe and open and just go to your maximum size stance there. And then walk it in. 1, 2, 3, 4, back to starting. Now on the other leg. So it's external, back to neutral. External, neutral. The heel is the pivot point on the ground. The hip is the pivot point in the body. Now, toe stays out. Ball of foot is the pivot point on the ground. Heel out, knee in. Heel in, knee out. Heel out, knee in. Out. And then the heel goes out, knee in. Leave the heel where it is. Toe and knee out. Toe and knee in. Out. In. Out. In. Out. Leave the toe where it is. Heel out, knee in. Heel in, knee out. Heel out, knee in. Out. Heel out. Heel in. One more time. Heel out. Heel stays where it is. Toe and knee out and just hold. Toe is up. You're on the heel. And then walk it in. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And both. 1, close. 2, close. 3, close. Open. Now the heels go out, knees in. 1, heels in, knees out. 2, heels out, knees in. Back in. And then one more. 3. Now lastly, toes and knees in. Out. In. Out. And then walk it in. 1, 2, 3. Feet hip distance. Hip hinge. Fold. Up tall or sit vertical. And then from the hips, tip. Sit vertical. Now dangle those arms. So when you fold, you want your arms to hang down still perpendicular to the floor. So we get good at not holding our shoulders, because a lot of times we do this and people hold their arms versus let them go so that we're emptying the top, right? And also notice I'm not really rounding my back. I mean, maybe a little bit, but the emphasis is hip hinge. Now, feet slide back a little, loose shoulders. Now we stand up by going fold, go forward, then standing up, and your arms just stay hanging. So the arms are hanging. Even as we sit down, we go hips back, fold, sink, and then sit back. So the whole time, we don't have to do anything in this junction of the body. We're not grabbing on. That makes us top heavy. It impedes flow. It impedes the function. So loose, relaxed arms and shoulders. Fold, rise, and they just end up hanging right alongside. And then as the hips go back, the arms hang here in front naturally. And the fold, the arms dangle down. And we're back to neutral again. Now, don't sit, but sink all the way, maybe even touching the floor, and then rising back up. This is one of the healthiest movements for our body, to fold and gently round at the back a bit and release through the arms and let the knees have a little bend to them. This is called the Tai Chi squat. It's the soft, loose quality of sinking and rising. Now, stay upright. Don't move your chair. Your chair is fine where it is. I'm just moving mine because I have limited space. So now you've got your feet in front of your ankles. You got more room there. So we have the ability, you see how I'm tipping a little bit forward. Notice that I'm not folding at my body in any way. I'm just a little tip forward, then back to neutral, and all this movement comes from the middle, and then a little bit to the heels. That's why you want to make sure you still have your chair there, because you want to play with these edges, but always be safe, of course. Now, the loose quality in the arms and shoulders, as you tip into your toes, float your hands forward but not up. So you see how my hands are out in front, but I didn't tighten and lift them up. It's a subtle difference, but it makes a big difference internally. And then tipping back, rocking back and swing from that loose pendulum place behind you. And then rock forward, and it's like water, like this flooding of water forward to the fingertips. And then rock and let it flood back. And then it's this rock and flood. And rock and flood. Let's do a few more of these and try to get the hand motion to where when you rock forward, the backs of the hands have this shape to them. But then on the way back, there's this change through the hands. As if the water had the air had density like water does, right? Because if we were moving through water, the density of the water would cause our hands to sort of drag behind. And it's not like we're imagining it, we're actually allowing our sensitivity to be such that we feel the air through the palms, through the fingertips. Loose and relax, right? And just this simple movement can create such change in how we operate our vehicle. Now, stay a little bit back in your heels, and from this junction here, open. So the wrist turn, the forearm turn, the upper arm turn, but also the gate here, right in the chest shoulder opens, and then float up. So we're a little bit in the heels, we've lifted, we're also reaching out, sort of like we could pull our body open and apart. Then tip into your toes a little bit and let the liquid flood all the way to the fingertips, palms face up. Then rocking gently towards the heels, soft elbows, soft arms as if bringing something in the mouth, the upper gate, past the mouth to the throat, and then settle to the middle of your feet, hands settle to the belly. Now remember your Tai Chi squat, this hip hinge, and then you flare elbows a little forward. So this gesture of internal rotation, notice what happens here. It's not force, it's softening and getting this part of the body out of the way, which then allows for sinking and releasing the arms completely till they dangle like we looked at before. And then when you come up, the arms, if you really allow them to dangle, they should come up in this neutral side position here. And then we rock towards the heels again, open at this junction, lift, rock to your toes, hands sweep around, it's like water flooding to the fingertips. Then rock to the heels, soft elbows fold, hands come as if bringing in and past the mouth to the throat, and then settle to the middle of your feet, hands settle to the belly, sort of like a pooling. And then this hip hinge, elbows forward, hollow chest, shoulder area, sinking, and then softening the arms long and loose, and then just push through the earth. Rock. Rock back, open, and lift. This is one fluid gesture that blends right into this fluid gesture, which then blends right into the fluid gesture of in and down, moment of pooling, and then hollow and through. Pushing through the earth, coming up, looser and looser. Rock back, open and lift. Rock forward and sweep around. Rock back, this washing in and settling and hollowing and through. So as I started class talking about the poetic imagery of rivers, streams, reservoirs, we're putting that into actual practice. The idea that there's a flood of energy that moves the body in this way, into this position. So supposedly, and it has also been my experience as I practice this stuff more and more, this movement represents the way the chi wants to flow, does flow when it's really healthy. So at first we somewhat force this gesture, but over time the chi itself makes this movement happen. And we close that with wing, roll, fold over top, settle hands down to the belly, palms facing the belly, and then hands cross and come down by your side. Tai Chi. Rising. Right, so you'll see me often turn sideways so you can see some of the angles. See that change there. But I'm not suggesting you turn sideways. I'm just saying I will turn sideways at times so that you can see these angles, because when I'm facing forward, sometimes you can't see. But here you see there's hollow, round, loose. Then there's this change. And then there's this down. And then there's this change in the wrist. Right. Sweet. And crane flapping wings or crane opening wings. Open. This change. Sweep down. Scoop. Open. Change. Down. Scoop. Wings. Now what's called embrace the moon. Turn right palm up. You fold at the elbow. The left hand sweeps down under like we were just doing, top and bottom of a ball. And then like two magnets attracting, one lowering, one raising. And then one raising, one lowering. And then around wings. One of the beginning challenges with this is just to try to hit connect the dot points at the same time. So they meet in the middle, they get to the top and bottom, they get out to the sides, right? See how mine are meeting right at that same time. Because very often if you track it, one moves faster than the other. Oftentimes one will move and the other totally stops moving. So all of the asymmetrical movement in Tai Chi is wonderful in the sense that it helps calibrate brain, nervous system, and body. And bring both hands down. Bring both hands up, right under chest level. Elbows back. Turn the palms over. Push. Now, a Tai Chi push, subtle quality here is notice how my hand is not straight, nor is it bent. It's in this in-between area. So it's kind of like you're pushing with the fingertips, or often it's this shape of the hand is on the body somewhere. So it's this round quality through the hands when you push, rather than forcing it like so. But it's also not flat. So you see that there's like a water slide through the hand there. And push, full extend. And then the same thing, you come around the back and there's this, let's see, how do I show that round shape? You see that round shape. It's not bent like this. It's not straight like that. It's got this through line back. And then turn and push. So it's got that little bit of a line. And then back. Push. Back. Now, just your left hand, push. As that pushes, let it turn you from your middle. Belly, low back, and the two hips. Two groin spaces. Then turn left hand to face the body, right hand ready to push. One draw, one push. Then turn the right hand to face the body, left hand face forward, draw, and push. You notice my knees are a little bent. Turn. There's a draw and a push. But I don't overturn. That tends to be what happened. Like Sue, for you, you're kind of really torquing down here. Less is more in the sense that when you don't crank it in the joints, it comes more from this correct place. So turn, and maybe you don't turn quite as far, but try to feel it in this groin crease, belly, and lower back. Then turn right hand to face the body, left hand face forward. Turn, push and draw, let the body turn a little. Change the hand position, push and draw. Change. Now let's add one layer of challenge here. So as you push, this hand comes down lower, which then forces us to be able to track up high, turn, down, right? So instead of here and here, which is the beginning level, then you start tracking not only that forward and back, but also this down. And then add a little extra turn and come over the top with a round quality, and then push and draw. Over the top, and this hand was up here, but it travels down. And turn, rolls over. Now we add to it, go into your right leg as you push and draw. The low hand, that's the leg that you'll be in. Turn a little extra, get that hand to come over top, turn the left hand to face the body, and then change the weight now to your left leg. Keeping your middle, more weight, less weight. Turn a little extra to give you a little more room. Get that hand and arm to come over top, and then change. So it's called step back and twist. The monkey steps back and twists, or repel monkey, the name. So this would be one that you would do while walking backwards. So you can feel now how potentially you do it backwards by staying in this leg, turning. This leg would be empty, and then it could step backwards. We're not doing that here. It's tough to do the more advanced Tai Chi on the Zoom, so hopefully one day we'll be getting together in person for some more advanced stuff. And last one. And then just release. Okay. So that helped us find change weight, turn. Let's go into the bear washing pause. So you change your weight and turn to your right. Now, the hands washing in a stream is important because we're again finding how the hands can go, the arms can go, the limb can go, but it doesn't go up, which is how we normally think. We tighten and lift instead of soften and elongate. And then we're going left palm facing left, right palm facing left, and we shift, turn, brush, sweep, and let that soft length get to the end. That at the end you turn, rotate, change the position. This leg empty-ish, and then it's change weight leg to leg, turn from your middle pivot. So we want the initial impetus to be from that middle pivot and leg change. but then we don't want to be stuck in the arm, so we let them long, 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 long. Let them turn over, and then it's shift, turn, brush, sweep, long, long, long. So we're in a hydraulic state, so that it's as if we're in a state of leisure. So imagine this idea that just like you'd be at your favorite vacation spot, with all your bills paid and everything is taken care of, and it's the perfect weather day, the state that that ideally would put you in, that's the Tai Chi state. We want to be inducing this incredible ease. Now let's go, the bear swirls the stream. So now that right hand will go away from the body. So same thing, it's staying in the water, but it's going farther away. That opens up this shoulder, opens up the back, shift and turn. So it swirls around and then comes close into the body. Now your left hand goes away from the body. Notice how I didn't lift it. And then I'm going brush knee close, swirl the stream far away. That hand comes in close. And then it's shift and turn, brush and swirl. Comes in close, other hand far away, brush, swirl. Leisure. Now we go, the left hand floats up a little bit, but not all the way. So now let's say belly height. Palm is facing to the right, and then it rolls over. So we got that spiral there. And this one raises a little. We shift and turn, brush knee down low. This hand a little higher, and then rolls over. Shift and turn. Rolls over. Now lift that right hand up chest height. So the brain and the body, as we age, tend to lose clarity. This is beyond just Parkinson's, right? Parkinson's adds another layer to it of difficulty, but every one of us, the brain and body are getting blurry. And so Tai Chi, the slowness of it and the precision of it, let's go a little higher now, around face height. Shift and turn. And they change. The slowness and the precision sort of force the internet connection to really improve. Right? We're not mindlessly swinging the body around. Instead, we're deeply connecting and using the movements to help us with that. Now, wing, roll, fold. I'm in the right leg, my body's turned to the right. This left hand hasn't already gone over here, it's here. So everything's still loaded. And then smooth and easy, we shift, turn, brush knee down low, and then extend. Remember the hand shape I was talking about? And this extend. Then it's right hand down as left hand wings, rolls, folds. Then it's shift, turn, brush knee, hook. Now one thing I want to add, because I see this happening with folks, so get set up here. So in the beginning, I talk about shift separate from turn, because we usually need a little practice to find that separation. But what tends to happen is people start shifting like this. I'm exaggerating, but this starts to happen. So we're over shifting before turning. Eventually, shift turn is a hyphenated concept. So try that here as it's really the turning that shifts us in a sense, if you allow it to. And then let it go through. Same thing here. There's a shift turn. So there's a transfer from leg to leg. There's a turn, but we don't want to go too far. We don't want to get out stuck in that hip. Again, shift turn. So we're retaining this middle, yet we're doing the full change, side to side. Last one. Brush. Now from here, Your left foot should be the emptier foot. Just bring it slightly behind you with the foot at a 5, 10, 15 degree turnout. Change your weight into that leg, and you want to feel as if you're sitting in a springy bar stool or something like that, right? So what we don't want to have happen is this. We want this. So you see that my back is straight down. I'm not stuck out in this hip, nor is my tail up. This is what happens to a lot of people. So much better than getting lower would be higher up and keep that tail in place and just get a small amount of sink through this standing leg. Left hand low, right hand high, and then this foot just however far out in front. Again, notice the whole posture could be done right here, in close, right? As I get deeper, maybe I could float the foot out more or whatever, but what's important is tail, leg, 100%. You want to feel a little burn in this leg. All right, and we're just going to hold this for a little bit. So this burn you want. If you start to feel it in the knee joint, straighten the leg a little bit. Take the pressure out of the joint and try to place it onto the meat and muscle and hydraulic system. Right? Some people would hold this for 2 straight minutes. We won't do that today, but you could, right? Build that fire. And then bring this empty foot back, heels touching, toes turned out. Change the weight. Remember the thing with the tail. So it's not stuck back right there comfortably. And then take that left foot out in front. Could be closer, could be further, whatever. But feel that stance, that one-legged stance. Right hand is down, bend left elbow, fingers point up. Golden rooster. Stands on one leg. Get sturdy. Feel that little bit of a burn. And bring the empty foot back. Don't commit weight to it. So be able to bring it back with no weight. And then change the weight. Left hand down, right hand up. Foot out in front. Now we're going to add a challenge. We're going to do the flowing variation now. As you bring your right foot back, getting it ready, turn right palm forward, left palm in. So just that portion again. As the foot comes back, the hands change. It's very subtle, but it's great for the brain, right? This change. Then change the weight simultaneously, right hand down, left hand up, left foot in front, empty. Then as you bring left foot back, turn left palm forward, right palm in, and then change, foot out. Bring that right foot back, right palm forward, left palm in, change, rooster. Bring that left foot back, left hand forward, right palm in, change. Bring the foot back, hands orientation change, and then now we're going to do 3 more, try to make them Schwen or have blended fluid movement. So foot coming back, palms turn and blend right into that movement. So go slow enough that you're placing a heavy load on the brain and body. So the foot's coming back, left hand turns in, right hand turns forward, change. Last person there wins. Bring the foot back, turn the left palm forward, right palm in, change. Again, foot back, turn the palms, change. Feel the inside of this posture as the meditation posture we started with, where you've got your middle pillar, you've got chunwon, soft, heaviness down underneath us. And then this chingling, this light and nimble quality, hydraulic quality. Now, feet parallel, could be turned out a little or not, no big deal. But wash your paws. Now, stay in your right leg, sweep the lake, float that left arm up. Now, this is the cloud in the sky, this hand is in the lake. We shift turn. Remember that shift turn is one thing eventually. And then this exchange. Now this is the cloud, this is the lake, and the shift turn. Now, adding this challenge of, as the hands exchange, bring your empty left foot in and out, whole foot on the ground, no weight in it, and then shift turn. As the hands exchange, vapor and rain, bring the empty right foot in and out. Shift turn. Bring that left foot in, out, shift turn. Gail, don't lose track of your bottom hand. Notice how your top hand did great, but your bottom hand just kind of stayed there, right? So that's the challenge, is the whole body all in awareness. So as the shift is happening, remember your left hand now will be sweeping, 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 sweeping. And then right there, notice, Gail, how this came up all the way and this didn't move at all. You want to change and shift and turn. And then as one is going down, the other is coming up. That's where the challenge lies, is the simultaneity, right? Being simultaneous, that's where the slowness comes in, is that we go slow enough to go, oh, did I leave that behind? Let me bring it along. Now, both hands down. Wash, wash, settle. Now, change your weight to your right leg. Turn your left foot out 5, 10, 15 degrees again. Shift into that leg. Now, notice if you look at my feet on the floor, you notice that I have width left to right. So you want some width and then some length. So step that foot. It could be such a small stance. It's fine. It doesn't have to be massive, but it has to have width and length, right? That could be the stance, or width and length. But it's got to have all that. The key is, can you go 100% here, this foot pointing straight ahead? Now shift 70% into this leg. Keep this back heel on the ground and turn from your belly and your two quad, your two groin area, so that you're facing straight ahead. Now, 100% back into your back leg, down through it. Can you empty this foot? That's generally how you test. If this foot can be on the ground, empty. And then you go 70, 30. Sit back. $70, 30. Sit back. And remember, we're moving forwards and backwards, but by way of down. Down. Right? Couple more. So we don't want to be going, right? We want to just be relaxed and forward, back. But really it's down. Now switching, so bring this right foot back, heels touching, toes turned out, change the weight. Can you get width and length? So it's width, length, at whatever size allows you to place the whole foot down, keep 100% here. Now we're going 70 and 30 will be left back here, and you aim your navel straight ahead, just using your navel as your middle, right? And then sit back, 100, 0, 70, 30, 100, 0, 70, 30. Keeping the feet glued to the ground forces something to happen similar to an accordion, which is how our muscles actually work, especially when we train them, is that this leg, as it takes the weight, is like an accordion compressing. This leg has to be like an accordion opening. And then that changes. The back leg has to be like an accordion compressing as this leg lengthens. And so we want our legs to have this ability. And switch. Let's get good at taking and making this step happen. Change the weight, loading up that back leg, step. See if you can check, did you get width, length, and is your right foot pointing straight ahead? Because a lot of times we step, but then people point the foot to the corner. So make sure that foot points straight ahead. And then let's go 70, 30, 100, 0, switch. So get good at back, change, get the width, length, make sure the foot's pointing forward, and then go 70, 30, 100, 0. Bring it back, change, step, shift, back, back. So this practice does a lot of things for us, but eventually it'll really free us from feeling stuck to the ground. So when we haven't learned how to discern full and empty and separate full and empty, then we're kind of stuck to the ground because we're always a little bit in both feet. But when we can really commit to one and free the other, and then change, so now I'm in this one and not this one, and I can step this one, then I can go here and advance, and then I can come back and retreat, and I can step. Now, stay here with your right leg forward. You're in your stance. Take your index and thumb and point them straight ahead, the direction of your navel. So now you want to turn so that you're pointed more to this corner. Then sit back into your back leg 100% and turn so you're pointed more towards this corner. So now gradual is also an important idea. So as you shift 70% into your right leg, gradually turn to point forward. And then stay more in that front leg and turn more. So you get past the straight ahead, but you keep that back leg, foot down. And then sit back. And then turn. So now gradual. Shift, turn. 70, 30. Turn more. Then it's like you come back on this inside track. And gradual turn. Shift, turn. Turn a little more. Shift, turn. One more of those. Shift, turn. And shift, turn. Change sides. Bring the right foot back. Change. Step left foot out. Again, remember width, length, foot pointing straight ahead. 70, 30, pointing straight ahead, and then corner. And then stay pointed to that corner as you go 100, 0, turn. And then gradual, as you 70-30, turn. Keep turning to finish, and then back. Turn. Shift, turn. And shift, turn. Shift, turn. And shift, turn. Change other side again, almost finished. The bear washes paws in the stream. Shift, turn, brush, sweep. Then turn the hands around. Shift, turn, brush, sweep. Shift, turn. Bear swirls the stream. Shift, turn, bear swirls the stream. Shift, turn, bear swats the jumping fish. Shift, turn, bear swat. Jumping fish. A little higher jumping fish. And higher jumping fish. Brush knee and push. Wing roll fold and shift, turn, brush, push. And the hands change. Shift, turn, brush, push. You can feel with this one's very offensive. I'm coming into something and pushing. And then this one would be more defensive in a sense. Is here comes something in and I'm going shift, turn, and guiding it away. One more. And step heels. Change over to the other side. Step out and wash your paws. Shift, turn, and shift, turn. Swirl the stream. That outside hand goes away from the body. Comes in close. The other hand away from the body. Swap the jumping fish. Accordion legs. Shift, turn. Higher jumping. Shift, turn. Brush knee and push. Roll, fold, and shift, turn, brush knee, push. And shift, turn, brush, and push. Remember that idea that this is moving into and towards something, has a very forward offensive energy. And then this has a more receptive turning off quality. And step parallel, wash your paws. Neutral. Then we finish with 3 sync chi wash organs. Rock back, open, and lift. Rock forward, sweep around, hollowing in front as a sort of guiding, receiving, settling and pooling, hollowing, loosely letting everything glide and slide past each other, and then standing tall. 2 more. 3, the magic number. Why? Probably because it's more than 2, but less than 4. It's just enough. Remember, we're just resetting the supposed natural, ideal flow of chi in the body with these movements that soothes and heals and integrates. And then we finish with wing, roll, fold over top, settle to the belly. And then right at that navel, seal, center of palm, and now just stand for 20 seconds doing what they call wuji, or no activity. And feel how, especially after we've done taiji, which is up, down, left, right, front, back, empty, full, all the yinning and yanging, which generates and robusts our qi. Then when we do nothing, there's this, or can be, this feeling of return, of refilling, recharging. Stillness becomes sacred technique of storing. And then we close with the hand position like so. Thumb, fold the hands over, a little representation of the yin yang symbol, just like that there. The hands representing the yinning and yanging, and also remembering the still point on the inside. That's what we are. That's what we cultivate. Thank you, everybody. Great job today. If there are any thoughts or questions, feel free to unmute. Otherwise, have a great, great weekend.